you're still waiting for motivation. That feeling, that spark, that moment where everything clicks and suddenly you're ready. You've been waiting for it for weeks, months, maybe years, and it hasn't come. Let me tell you something you don't want to hear. It's not coming. Not the way you think. Because motivation is a liar. It shows up when it wants, leaves when it wants, and disappears the moment things get hard. And you've built your life around it. I'll start when I feel ready. I'll do it when I'm motivated. I just need the right mindset. No, you don't need motivation. You need to move. There was a man who worked 12-hour shifts every day. Exhausted, drained, no energy left. But every night, he still trained. Not because he felt like it. Because he had a goal. Because he refused to stay where he was. No music. No hype. No perfect conditions. Just action. Day after day. And over time, he changed. Stronger. Sharper. Disciplined. While everyone else kept waiting, he kept moving. That's the difference. Motivation waits. Discipline acts. You think the successful ones wake up every day feeling inspired? No. They wake up tired. They wake up stressed. They wake up not wanting to do it. And they do it anyway. That's the part nobody shows you. The boring days. The hard days. The days where nothing feels right. That's where your life is built. Not in the moments you feel unstoppable, but in the moments you feel nothing and still move. Picture a storm. Winds howling. Rain crashing down. Everything trying to push you back. Most people run for shelter. They wait for the storm to pass. But the ones who win, they walk through it. Step by step. No hesitation. Because they understand something. If you wait for perfect conditions, you will never move. Life doesn't get easier. You get stronger. But only if you act. You've been sitting there, thinking, planning, overanalyzing, watching other people win, telling yourself, I'll start soon. But soon is a trap. Soon becomes later. Later becomes never. And suddenly, years are gone. Gone. Because you were waiting for a feeling. A temporary emotion to give you permission to act. You don't need permission. You need decision. Right now, there was a moment in your life when you knew exactly what you needed to do. Clear. Simple. But you didn't do it. Why? Because you didn't feel like it. And that one decision? It cost you time. It cost you growth. It cost you progress. Now multiply that by every day you've delayed. That's the gap between where you are and where you could be. That gap? It's built on hesitation. On waiting. On chasing motivation instead of building discipline. A lion doesn't wait to feel motivated to hunt. It hunts because it must. Because survival demands action. That's the mindset you need. Not optional. Not emotional. Necessary. You do the work because it's required. Not because it feels good. And here's the truth that will change everything. Action creates motivation. Not the other way around. You don't wait to feel ready, then start. You start, and then you feel ready. You move, and then the energy comes. You act, and then the clarity follows. But you'll never experience that if you stay still. There was a student who kept failing. Test after test. Excuse after excuse. I just can't focus. I'm not motivated. I'll try harder next time. But next time never changed. Until one day, something snapped. No more waiting. No more excuses. He sat down and studied. Not for an hour. Not for motivation. But until it was done. Day after day. And slowly, things shifted. He didn't become smarter overnight. He became consistent. And that changed everything. That's how it works. Not magic. Not motivation. Repetition. You've been chasing a feeling when you should have been building a system, a routine, a standard. Because feelings change. Standards don't. When you decide, I do this no matter what, there's no debate, no hesitation, no waiting, just execution. That's power. That's control. That's how you take your life back. Right now, your mind is in control, telling you when to start, when to stop, when to rest. And you listen. Every time. But what if you flipped it? What if you told your mind what to do? What if you said, we're doing this, whether you like it or not? That's discipline. And discipline is freedom. Freedom from excuses. Freedom from inconsistency. Freedom from being stuck. You don't need another video. You don't need another plan. You don't need another burst of motivation. You need to act. Immediately. Before your mind talks you out of it again. Because it will. It always does. It will tell you to wait. To start later. To rest. To scroll. To escape. And if you listen, you stay exactly where you are. But if you move, even just a little, you break the cycle. You build momentum. And momentum, that's what carries you forward. Not motivation. Momentum. Small actions. Repeated daily. Until they become who you are. Until discipline becomes your identity. Until action becomes automatic. That's when everything changes. You don't think about doing the work. You just do it. You don't rely on feelings. You rely on standards. And that's when you become unstoppable. Not because you feel unstoppable, but because you act regardless. So stop waiting. Stop hoping. Stop looking for that perfect moment. It doesn't exist. This is it. Right now. Messy. Uncomfortable. Imperfect. That's where it starts. That's where you start. You don't need motivation. You need movement. You don't need inspiration. You need execution. And the moment you understand that, the moment you act without waiting, you separate yourself from everyone else. Because while they're waiting, you're building. While they're thinking, you're doing. While they're stuck, you're moving forward. That's the difference. That's how you win. If this message lit a fire in you, then it's time to act. Drop this in the comments right now. I take action without waiting for motivation, so that I know you stayed all the way till the end. And you will move immediately and stop delaying your life.